Former President Trump hopes so.
Planning to use this ruling from the court yesterday to try to set aside that criminal conviction or those criminal convictions in that New York business records case.
Fox's Doug Luzader.
The court ruled yesterday in this 6-3 decision that presidents have some level of immunity from criminal charges for official actions they take as president. No immunity for private actions, but where you draw that line is where things get kind of tricky.
President Biden calls the Supreme Court ruling dangerous.
That undermines the rule of law of this nation.
Fearing it would embolden his Republican rival, if elected again, to feel above the law.
The American people have to render a judgment about Donald Trump's behavior. The American people must decide whether Donald Trump's assault on our democracy on January 6th makes him unfit for public office in the highest office in the land.
House Speaker Mike Johnson tells Fox the president's reaction is
despicable and it is dangerous. The president has been trying to undermine our legal system.
As President Biden tries to shake off a shaky debate performance.
The Biden-Harris campaign announcing it raised $127 million in the month of June. $38 million of that raised in the 4 days following the first presidential debate. It was the best fundraising month of the campaign and brings the total to $240 million of cash on hand.
Fox's Sue Guzman. Today, President Biden will speak out about extreme weather, pushing a proposed new rule to establish new workplace safety standards for excessive heat. Beryl's the earliest Category 5 hurricane in the Atlantic ever, bearing down on Jamaica tomorrow.
The powerful storm made landfall on the island of Carriacou in Grenada Monday. And now emergency teams are moving in with supplies after widespread damage was reported on islands including Barbados and St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Fox Weather's Nicole Valdez. At least 2 deaths are reported. America's listening to Fox News.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188.
More people are traveling ahead of the 4th of July weekend when AAA predicts a record 71 million Americans will go somewhere, most by car, but many will fly. There were almost 16,000 flight delays the past 2 days. Today, 570 according to FlightAware. And be careful what you pack. A congresswoman from Indiana found that out.
Republican Victoria Spartz, the only Ukrainian-born member of Congress, is charged with a misdemeanor weapons violation at Dulles International Airport. TSA agents say they found a firearm in Spartz's carry-on bag during screening on Friday. The gun was unloaded. The spokesperson says Spartz didn't realize the firearm was in the pocket of her suitcase. Spartz had initially planned to leave Congress after her current term, but changed her mind and decided to run for re-election. She's best known for voting against the latest military aid package to her native country. Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
Speaking of Ukraine, Hungary's prime minister has gone there for talks for the first time since Russia's invasion. And it's notable because Viktor Orban is Russian President Vladimir Putin's closest European ally and has said Ukraine cannot win the war. And Hungary has at times delayed or opposed European assistance to Ukraine to battle Russia. On Wall Street, stock futures are falling after the gains made yesterday to start the second half of the year. Dow futures are down more than 100 points. Disappointment for the U.S. in soccer.
The only goal of the match last night, scored by Uruguay in the 66th minute.
That's it. That's the end. The United States is done at the Copa America.
On FS1, the United States men's national soccer team was eliminated last night in Kansas City, where it lost Uruguay 1-0, while Panama defeated Bolivia 3-1. Panama advanced out of Group C into the knockout stages, while the U.S. failed to advance out of group play for the first time at a major tournament in which it had won its first game.
That's Jared Max. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. New legislation goes into effect in Illinois. Statewide gas tax jumps by 2 cents to 47 cents a gallon. Tax on sports wagering also goes up. The tax will increase from a 15% flat tax to a progressive rate of 35%. An autopsy is scheduled today for a man killed in a wrong-way crash in Urbana. Authorities say Justin Martinez driving northbound on North Cunningham Avenue when a wrong-way driver crashed into his car head-on Saturday. Martinez taken to the hospital where he later died. There's no word on any charges. For the July weekend is one of the most traveled days of the year for Americans. This year, Illinois may see an especially busy amount of traffic. AAA predicts almost 71 million people nationwide traveling 50 miles or more this upcoming week. This includes 4 million Illinoisans, which will set new records. Officials say families with small children should check car seats and pack an emergency kit. And wherever your travels take you, drive safe this weekend. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. Good morning, Tuesday. There's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie Jay, and here's meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
And they remind you every Wednesday evening, 6:30 to 8, we've got neighborhood nights for you. It'll be from Ambucks Park tomorrow night. All kinds of activities today, too. UrbanaParks.org.
Well, meteorologist Greg Solier, a nice-looking morning here, and we're all kind of looking toward the 4th on Thursday to see what kind of rain dance we might be doing, partner.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way we'll have to do it. Maybe a song and a dance involved along with the patriotic tunes around here, trying to get things fit in. Should be able to do so, but you'll have to be a little more flexible maybe on the cookout, the barbecue, the parade route, fireworks, all that. We'll have rain, but its timing will be certainly critical, generally thinking in this late night, early to mid-morning, a break, and unfortunately a little quick shot mid to late afternoon, a break, and then back into the overnight mode. It's just going to ebb and flow like that. But we need the rain, and the rain is coming down, unfortunately, where they don't need a single more drop of it. It is moderate to heavy rainfall around Cedar Rapids and Des Moines and Ottumwa, extending up into southern Wisconsin as well. Lots of flood watches and warnings out there, and, of course, underwater fields in some locales, too. Here, we need the rain. 62 at Wood and Savoy, 59 at Rantoul now, 60 at Danville, 63 Bloomington Normal, and a nice day's worth of weather. Sunny to partly cloudy skies, warmer weather. The humidity will creep up a little bit, 86 the high. Clouds increase tonight, turns a little muggier late with a late night shower chance down to 70. Warm and humid for the day tomorrow. About half the year we'll see a couple of showers and thunderstorms in the morning, a break in the back end later in the afternoon. Highs at 87. We're just kind of rubber stamping the forecast then, that early to mid morning, late afternoon, and overnight chance at it for the 4th. Variably cloudy skies, humid but not oppressive at 84. Same on Friday, partly sunny, a couple of showers, thunderstorms around at 85. We do dry out over the back end of the holiday weekend. Low to mid 80s Saturday and Sunday, and chance of another cool front to come through the area, and another chance for some rain early next week with highs into the middle 80s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, thank you, Greg. It's very much appreciated. Good morning, my friends. Happy to welcome back John Pudner, president of Take Back Action Fund, a Bush 2000 aide, the only person in U.S. history to run a campaign defeating a majority leader in a primary. John Pudner is in Milwaukee this morning. John, how are you?
Good. Thanks for welcoming me across the border.
We appreciate this just in. John Pudner of Milwaukee has agreed to take over the Biden campaign. John Pudner. No, he's taking over the whole Democratic Party. John Pudner.
Well, I'd been concerned he was going to drop out, and so I thought I need to keep him on the ballot. So, yes, I thought it would be a good job for me.
I have said for a year and a half that it's not going to be Joe Biden running for president. Am I going to be right?
I tell you, the odds are definitely up. What amazes me is I've seen several people who I think really do have insights who've been absolutely positive on both sides of that question. Just absolutely, there's no way he's off, or yes, there's no way he's the nominee, just recently. So I don't know what to make of it. I don't know their inner workings.
I just don't think they're going to let him. And you're saying, well, it's all up to Biden. No, it's not. I mean, call me whatever you want, but all they have to do is say, Mr. President, we appreciate your service, but I think you did take money from China. I'm afraid that's going to leak. I mean, they could make this a mess. And Jill is finally going to say, we'll take the money. We're out. I just don't think they can go through this because he's going to lose to Donald Trump.
Yeah, I think the poll yesterday showing him going from 10 ahead to 2 down in New Hampshire may have been the big shocker. You always see if there's outlines.
Yeah.
Now, I will say New Hampshire undecideds tend to break against those ends. I'm not saying Trump wins New Hampshire, but the fact that that state could be in play.
Well, Minnesota might be in play. Virginia might be in play. I mean, these are places that are hardcore anymore. They're just blue states.
Yeah. Well, wait, I think we won Minnesota back in 72, didn't we?
That's right.
That's impressive.
I think, wasn't it 49-1 or something? I mean,
yes, Reagan lost it. It's the only state Reagan lost twice.
So I guess it's now, what would they do? Because if Joe Biden doesn't agree, they've got Joe Biden. Otherwise, what do you do with Kamala Harris? Who's the most likely fill-in if the Democrats need another opponent?
Yeah, well, I mean, the political operatives would want Gretchen Whitmer because, she's Midwestern governor and, you would think could hold down her own state of Michigan. But, the money certainly be more Gavin Newsom. It's just a mess. As you said, first thing is they have to release their delegates, and then you actually have a convention that is a brokered convention. So that's where it would play out.
As long as you've been in politics, John Pudner on the Tapman's Toying phone line from Milwaukee this morning. You've never seen anything like this. I mean, you could have a Zoom call from Rikers Island for Donald Trump next week. I mean, this judge isn't going to let him just have probation, is he?
Well, I don't know. You'd certainly think so. Everyone keeps saying slim to none. And even when he was scolding the defense, as you recall, toward the end of the trial, he was saying, come on, it's very unlikely you'd be in prison. But at the same time, they obviously are living in another world in New York City. So who knows? They keep saying slim to none. They're not saying none.
Any other surprises coming up for us? And by the way, he's got to pick a vice president in the next 10 days, doesn't he?
Pick a vice president?
Yeah.
Yes, he and I keep saying on shows, if any of us were ever to say we knew who the vice president was, that person would be taken off the list. I mean, he is emphatic. He's the only one who knows it, so don't make predictions on that one.
You really think he's that close to the vest on a decision like this?
Yes. I may have said on the show before. Remember, when he was appointing Gorsuch, he wanted the Supreme Court judges who were being considered to drive across the country and kind of have it like be a reality race, and the one that got there first was the one he actually picked. So he's got the flair for the dramatic. We all know this guy's built a lifetime marketing. So.
Any clue? I mean, I guess I'm thinking whoever he picks, I'm trying to envision them as the next president. And I'm comfortable with Ben Carson. He might be too old, but I don't know. J.D. Vance, I think it is a crapshoot at this point from our perspective because we don't know.
That's right. I think the people who do polling, it appears that like Tim Scott's the one who helps him some, but it's just what he thinks, and that's just pure polling. If you go, who bumps him up a few points? He was the one who was doing that. But beyond that, he's got a gut for how he thinks it plays out and what would balance him, et cetera. And do you want a little perhaps quieter VP since he's certainly out there? Sometimes a little bit of the opposite might make sense.
If he follows the Mike Pence pattern, then it would be somebody like Ben Carson or Tim Scott.
Yes, yeah, and I think certainly Scott's the one being talked about now. You'd certainly say is in the mix of the last few. But I did love the pick the VP, and they're going to be at the debate. Well, I'm sure there wasn't really an audience at the debate, but I'm sure there were plenty of people there who were possible VPs.
Yeah.
Didn't say they're going to be only one in town for the debate in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Well, I know your Republican National Convention is right there in Milwaukee at the Pfizer Forum between July 15th and 18th. Are you looking forward to that? Will you attend, or what's the plan?
We are. We're actually another group I run, Wisconsin Faith and Freedom, and the Faith and Freedom National. We're running the actual prayer breakfast there, which will be on the last morning, the 18th. So that'll be a great event.
That's awesome, John. It's really good. And you don't want to go back and live in Washington, huh?
No, and I even when I was down there, I stayed an hour away. I lived in Warrenton and Fredericksburg and places I could get there. We didn't have to be there.
Well, one of my best friends is Rob Judson, basketball coach. He said when I go recruit, I'd come home and need a bath. Didn't you need a bath every time you came out of Washington?
Yeah, it's not a place you want to live. It changes people.
Well, I mean, doesn't it? I mean, you think about Supreme Court. I mean, they're in there. It's 95% Democrat, and your kids go to school. I think you would soften if you were conservative. I mean, you just natural.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, it was way back at Reagan. What did he say? You see the cesspool of Washington, and once you're there for a while, you think it's a sauna. So, yeah.
John Putner, Take Back Action Fund, prayer breakfast leader. How can people connect with you in the group or join, or what do they do?
Sure, they go to takebackaction.org. No spaces or underscores or anything, but just takebackaction.org. And we've got plenty on Jack Smith and the Supreme Court race on the site right now for anyone who's interested.
Definitely. Also, you're still hopeful? I mean, the United States isn't going to lose our way, are we? Or have we?
Well, I think it's interesting now. The country's 50-50 divided on which president would be the big threat to democracy. Yeah. It's actually an even call, which is really amazing since it's been the Democrats' whole campaign that they're only even on that question now. So half the country is going to think democracy's headed in based on the election. It's just which half.
Yeah, right. John, always a pleasure, sir. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
John Putner, Tapman's Towing phone line from Milwaukee this morning, site of the Republican convention in about 2 weeks.
Right.
Yep, it's July.
July 15th through the 18th.
July 2 now, so 13 days, 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sports headlines, Diane Ducey.
4-star guard Jeremiah Fears decommits from Illinois.
Yeah, okay. He wants to come early. He's a 2025 kid. He's 17 years old. I mean, why wouldn't you say, well, my other guys are getting money. I want to get money. I want to go early.
I see.
We don't have a role for him right now.
Mm-hmm.
He does not fit in. He's a 4-star, 5-star, 4-star. Very good.
Right,
good
4-star guard, decommitting and reclassified to the class of 2024.
So he's looking at a bundle of money, and he's going to go somewhere and play, and good luck to him. We don't have a spot now, and we're done. We got enough guards, and we're not going to play 17-year-old over Kylan Boswell. So
okay.
That's it.
So we have St. Louis and Pittsburgh with Kyle Gibson on the mound against Mitch Keller. That's a 5:40 start here on ESPN 93.5. Cubbies will host the Phillies, and it's Illini Day.
Yeah.
So if you're heading there a little early, it looks like the pregame party with Illini fans is at the Brick House Tavern. So might want to take that in after 4. But it's a 7:05 first pitch. Howard Griffith with the first pitch, ceremonial pitch. So, football player from what?
He 2 Super Bowl rings.
Okay.
He played for the Denver Broncos.
Right.
And Howard scored 9 touchdowns for Illinois in a game. One game.
One game?
Against Southern Illinois.
Okay.
I was there. He kept running all the way. He met Red Grange when Red Grange was dying, and Red Grange said, the great Howard Griffith.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he's a big-time guy.
I love that story. Thank you for sharing the 7th inning stretch with Coach Brett Bielema today.
Yeah.
So we'll be hearing that over on US 105.9.
Let's get some runs. Let's get some runs, ILL.
Let's get some runs.
ILL.
Chicago White Sox are in Cleveland with the 5:40 start.
ILL, I. He ends every interview with ILL.
Yep, that's when you know it's over. He's dropping the mic.
I.
Mm-hmm.
Time for weather brought to you by Busey for over 155 years now. Busey, member FDIC. Here's our meteorologist, Greg Solier.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and Van Evans Saturday, and a parade of weather systems on the weather maps and charts here over the next 5 to 7 days. We'll be in and out and off with showers and thunderstorms. Unfortunately, timed out over the holiday weekend, but also much needed rainfall on the horizon. Sunshine for the day today, warmer up to 86 on a southeast to south wind. Clouds increase tonight. Late night shower chance, low down to 70. Tomorrow warm and more humid, partly sunny. Couple of showers and thunderstorms around for the morning and back in for the afternoon. Highs at 87. We'll do it again for the day on Thursday, the 4th of July. Variably cloudy, a couple of showers and thunderstorms, AM and PM variety, the high around 84. A couple of thunderstorm chances on Friday at 85. We do dry out over the back end of the holiday weekend. Highs on Saturday at 83, Sunday high at 86. Back into scattered showers and thunderstorms early next week as well. High temperatures into the low to mid 80s, so dry hours as well for the holiday weekend, but also ahead some much needed rainfall for some of the drier regions across East Central Illinois. Stevie Jay broadcasting meteorologist Greg Solier.
Take charge of the years ahead with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. Busey Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Building business and growing wealth since 1868, Busey Bank, Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Moderna is getting $176 million from the U.S. government to develop a messenger RNA-based bird flu vaccine for humans. This as health officials step up efforts in response to a growing outbreak among farm animals. The H5N1 bird flu has been detected on poultry farms in almost every U.S. state and in dairy herds in a dozen states, making it the biggest outbreak in recent years. 3 dairy workers have also been infected because of exposure to cattle. And inflation news in from the Eurozone showing that crept lower to 2.5% in June for the 20-nation bloc. The figure out today was down from 2.6% in May, but key indicators suggest inflation may remain stuck between 2 and 3% for a while. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
Hey there, it's me, Kennedy. Make sure to check out my podcast, Kennedy Saves the World. It is 5 days a week. Every week, we check in with Jimmy Fallon, bring in authors for the book club, and even treat some of your favorite Fox personalities to a very special happy hour. Download and listen at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.
Kennedy Saves the World. America's listening to Fox News.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is right here in Champaign-Urbana to help you select the right protection at the right price. Kurt will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Just call him when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. All right, 7:23. I am Stevie Jay. That's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
It is Jim Keyes coming up bottom of the hour. Apparently, there's a movement to get cell phones out of high schools, or is it schools in general? I don't know what's taking people so long. I think you can have a phone to call mom or dad that can stay in either your backpack or your locker.
I forget the comedian I went to see at the Virginia Theater, but we put our phones in a magnet pack, and somehow they locked them all in.
How do you find your phone?
And then, maybe at lunch break, you unlock the magnets, and then you can get in there. Look at it.
But if you go to a theater and a show, where's my phone?
It was on my lap. It was like a little bank pouch.
Oh, you keep the pouch.
Yep. But they had control.
I can't open the pouch?
That's right.
I bet I could with some bolt cutters. All right, so 7:23. Here's why I don't think Joe Biden will be the guy. You say, well, it's up to him. Joe's never leaving. Well, I don't think it works like that. I think they go to Jill, and Joe's in the room. They talk to Jill. They say, Jill, he's been doing this for 50 years, and wow, what a public servant, and legacy's amazing. He was a congressman, he's a senator, he's president of the United States. What a job you guys have done. But I'm hearing some rumors that the press got hold of this China money with Hunter, and I think they got some stuff on bank accounts for the family. So I think that might break. And there's some things on Hunter that we didn't know about that I think also the Times got it, and I think the Post has it as well, which they're really going to run it. And there's that, and then, if we have to, I heard talk about the 25th Amendment. Mm-hmm. I think the cabinet's got some unification to it, and they're going to maybe take him out, which means Kamala's president. You're going to depend on Kamala for the pardon for Hunter. Anyway, there's a lot going on, and you guys maybe need to meet again and talk about what's best. And all that campaign money, we're going to
Redirect it.
You ought to keep some of that, right? I mean, it was your money.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm thinking 20.
Well, that might have Jill look at it.
Let's just call it $30 million. We'll just call it $30 million. And these things we're talking about a statue for Joe and things, but you could decide. You go ahead and take all these factors, but if that press breaks that China story and the Ukraine and the prosecutor, and you're not getting the money until you get that's coming out. So you guys decide whatever you want to do, but anyway, I hope it's best for your family. You've done awesome. And I'm getting a text. Oh, where'd they get that story? Oh, this is I'm so sorry to bother you with this, Jill.
I'm sorry. I'll leave that nugget with you.
Listen,
I got to check this text. Says there's something else.
Something else has just happened, and they're talking about coming to get Hunter tonight. So I don't know. And anyway, there's just some things, and I don't know who gave him the China story. I mean, I thought we debunked that. Anyway, I don't know. There's a lot going on. Anyway, you guys decide. Let us know.
Interesting scenario,
We'd like to know.
Stevie J.
We'd like to know by Friday. So it is just. Listen, they have ways. They went to Richard Nixon, and they said, "Mr. President, you're going to be impeached tomorrow. What do you want to do?" He's going to resign.
Okay.
He got his pension. He got the whole thing.
Right.
And he left the White House, and Gerald Ford came in and became president of the United States. The only president that is he the only president that was never elected? I mean, it might have been
Gerald Ford.
Yeah,
I think that is right.
He said, "I understand I was not elected by your votes. I ask you to confirm me with your prayers."
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we'll see what happens. I don't think the powers that be, including all the money. I don't think they're very uncomfortable. And what's really amazing to me, and I guess it shouldn't be, is that so many Americans were shocked at the condition of Joe Biden. And if you listen to us, you know we've been talking about that for a long time. Cognitively challenged and all these old age things that do happen to people.
Mm-hmm.
But they were not shown that on MSNBC or CNN and maybe even CBS, ABC, NBC. They shielded him. You didn't see some of the bumble stumble. If you watch those networks exclusively and think the rest are just right-wing conspiracy Nazis, then you don't ever see anything. I check all the websites. I check them out. See what they're thinking, the perspective from which they're coming from. And then the challenge for us is to discern the truth. What is the actual truth? And it's very, very difficult to sort through when you're talking about bias, and we have a lot of it in news in general. There's a whole lot of bias.
That's right.
So anyway, so people were shocked by the state of Joe Biden, and it's unbelievable. 72% want him to step down. In this day and age, that's a ginormous number.
Yes, it is.
So we shall see how they progress, but I would be pretty surprised if he survives the talk, which, of course, includes Jill, who ultimately can end this.
Right.
And Joe will go with her, whatever she wants to do. But I don't know. Maybe she's been running a whole lot that we don't know about.
That's right.
So essentially, understanding his cognitive capabilities right now, we have had an unelected power running the country. Unelected people. Via committee or whatever they're doing. All right, 7:28. Will cell phones leave schools? That's next. Whether your project is below ground, above ground, or you're just breaking ground, United Rentals has the equipment and tools you need. They rent and sell everything from forklifts and backhoes to scissor lifts, trench shoring systems, and portable restrooms. They also offer a complete range of industrial tools for any job, small or large. Count on United Rentals for the world's largest rental fleet, backed by a team of equipment experts ready to help you get the job done. For the branch nearest you, visit UnitedRentals.com or call 800-UR-RENTS.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com.
Attention drivers. When it comes to your car, trust matters. That's why savvy drivers choose PDR Automotive for top-notch service and unbeatable quality. From routine maintenance to complex repairs, their team of expert technicians has the skill and experience to keep your vehicle running smoothly. At PDR Automotive, customer satisfaction is their priority, and they won't rest until your car is back on the road performing at its best. Visit PDR Automotive in Urbana today, family-owned and operated for more than 50 years. They're what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Biden says the Supreme Court's decision in former President Trump's immunity case turns presidents into kings.
There are virtually no limits on what a president can do. This is a fundamentally new principle, and it's a dangerous precedent.
House Speaker Mike Johnson on Fox.
When the law gets in the way of what they're trying to do, now he's trying to undermine the Supreme Court itself.
The decision cuts into former President Trump's election interference prosecution. Evacuations are ordered in southern Gaza.
People in the city of Khan Yunis first received audio messages telling them to leave. Then the Israeli military posted the order in Arabic on social media. It suggests Khan Yunis will face new Israeli raids as the attempt to defeat Hamas continues.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. The U.S. men's soccer team is knocked out of the Copa America tournament with 1 win and 2 losses. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois State Board of Education announcing the federal eligibility guidelines for students to receive free and reduced price lunch, breakfast, and after-school snacks for the upcoming school year. National School Lunch Program, School Breakfast Program, and After-School Care Program funded by the U.S. Department of Agriculture and administered by ISBE. We are starting to see progress at Flesser's Candy Kitchen in Tuscola. According to Flesser's Facebook page, construction moving right along. The steel beams are in and the cinder blocks have been placed on the east wall. Co-owner Devin Flessor says people are not letting the construction stop them from visiting. 4th of July weekend is one of the most traveled days of the year for Americans. This year, Illinois may see an especially busy amount of traffic. AAA predicts almost 71 million people nationwide will travel 50 or more miles this upcoming week. This includes 4 million Illinoisans, which will set new records. They say families with small children should check car seats and pack an emergency kit. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim. We check your weather, brought to you this morning by Carl.
July 2nd, you might want to cross your child's yearly physical exam and back to school off your back to school list and schedule that appointment at a convenient location near you. Visit carl.org for details.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and Van Evans Saturday, and a parade of weather systems on the weather maps and charts here over the next 5 to 7 days. We'll be in and out and on and off with showers and thunderstorms. Unfortunately, timed out over the holiday weekend, but also much needed rainfall on the horizon. Sunshine for the day today, warmer up to 86 on a southeast to south wind. Clouds increase tonight. Late night shower chance, low down to 70. Tomorrow warm and more humid, partly sunny. Couple of showers and thunderstorms around for the morning and back in for the afternoon. Highs at 87. We'll do it again for the day on Thursday, the 4th of July. Variably cloudy. Couple of showers and thunderstorms, AM and PM variety. The high around 84. Couple of thunderstorm chances on Friday at 85. We do dry out over the back end of the holiday weekend. Highs on Saturday at 83. Sunday high at 86. Back into scattered showers, thunderstorms early next week as well. High temperatures into the low to mid 80s, so dry hours as well for the holiday weekend, but also ahead some much needed rainfall for some of the drier regions across East Central Illinois. Steve Jay Broadcasting, Abby Dolchis, Greg Soligan.
Well, the National Education Association conducted a cell phone and social media survey and will release recommendations in July about state lawmakers pushing for a ban on phones in school. Former CEO of Blockbuster and 7-Eleven just released a new book, Education is Freedom. The future is in your hands. His name is Jim Keys. Jim, how are you?
Good morning. Great to be with you.
Good to have you back. Nice to visit about this. I never understood why we're allowing kids to fiddle with their phones in class, which is happening here in Champaign-Urbana. That doesn't make any sense. Why are we doing that?
I've got a little different perspective for you. And it kind of comes down to embracing change, because we've been teaching and learning in the classroom for the same way for the last 200 years. And I think we all know it's time for a change of some sort. Well, there's two ways to look at new technologies. We can either fear them and ban them and resist them, or we can embrace them and try to turn them into a tool for learning. And that's what I'm recommending. I see that phone literally as a portal to unlimited learning if used properly, if directed properly.
That's the key. But I'm not
yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure a 15-year-old's going to go to the algebra page while I'm talking. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they're mature enough and old enough. Maybe in college they've got stuff all over the place. You're older than 18. You got responsibilities in life. I don't think adolescents can do this, Jim. Too many hormones going on, man.
It happens. It does happen. But again, is it up to us as adults to resist these things, to fear them, or to ban them? Or is it our job to provide the direction, provide the encouragement, maybe even the content that will engage these young people in using these devices to learn versus just mindless scrolling, right?
No,
I think the opportunity is there.
I think there's a lot of greatness there, but overall, I'd get rid of the phones for life, for our humans. I mean, I really think it's been a net bad.
Well, we got to know how to figure stuff out.
Well, that's fine, but it's more screen time, which is bad for humans. We need to talk to each other. We need engagement. We need fellowship. This isolates, and now we're wanting to teach them to do that more. I just... Hey, man, good people can disagree, Jim, right? That's fine.
Oh, yeah, no. Let me give you a great example. When I was growing up, the calculator was invented, right? The Hewlett-Packard came out with this handheld calculator, and teachers feared them. They didn't want them anywhere near the classroom because my parents and their parents could do all of this math in their head. I can't do an equation in my head for the life of me. But that calculator allowed me much more breadth of knowledge. And I didn't have the same adept math skills as my parents, but it opened up a whole new opportunity for learning. So it's an example. It's not a perfect example because, yes, the phone can do so many other things, but the phone can be a huge learning device and a tool if properly directed. So the question is, do we ban these things or do we try to find a way to use the new technology to our advantage? And that's what I'm encouraging.
Have you heard of these Yonder pouches that they have sometimes at concerts, or to see a comedian that stores your device during the event, but the artist doesn't want anything recorded during their time on stage? Maybe that's an answer.
Sure, that could be an option. I think what happens too often is we turn to the easy answer, and the easy answer is just ban them. Mm-hmm. And whether it's books or whether it's, somebody at some point must have said, we have to ban that damn abacus. Kids they're making too much noise with those beads.
Yeah, right. No, I get what you're saying. You're counting on some discipline of a 16-year-old. And now, I also think that, a scientist once told me there's a way to grow your brain, kind of like a bicep or a tricep. You can get big muscles in your brain. And there are three elements to it. One is reading, the other is talking, and the third is math. And I think there's a great deal of us flunking all three right now. So we're just,
that's true. That's a challenge.
It really is. But as far as there's so many things you can do. You can be more efficient with your phone. You can learn things immediately on your phone. There's videos that are very teaching oriented. There's great things. I just think with the social media stuff, the naked bodies that kids are sending to each other, there's just so many things. You and I are going to be different, Jim, but I'd say you can't get a smartphone no smartphone till you're 18. Come on, no more.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's going to be hard. That's going to be hard. You know what it is? It's like trying to ban social media. I mean, this is where the kids live. We can't relate to it because we didn't grow up that way, but they live on social media. So here's an example. I've got a scholarship program out there. If a young person, and I partnered with a guy named Mr. Beast. You probably never heard of him, but he's got 250 million subscribers, all young people. And we partnered up, and he held up my book and said, read this book and post on social media why education is freedom. And you can win one of 10 $10,000 scholarships.
Wow.
We're running this through April. Yeah. And what it is it's a beautiful way to turn social media from a negative from it's a waste of time and we're rotting their brains, into a positive. We're teaching philanthropy. We have kids now posting videos telling other kids how important it is to learn. So there's a way to turn these tools into a positive. And it starts with us as the adults in the room finding creative ways to embrace these tools, not to fear or ban these tools. And that's the message in my book.
This is Jim Keyes, who's former CEO of Blockbuster and 7-Eleven. He's got way more cred than me. So this is his out-of-the-box kind of stuff, which I really appreciate. And I think it's awesome to have this discussion. It would be fun as a teacher to walk into the classroom and say, okay, let's get out your phones. That would be really fun. All right, let's get out your phones. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Imagine.
It would be
for engagement of the students.
Yeah.
It's really a possibility.
And I really would hope that somewhere, I think education is failing a great degree because the family is not the foundation of the family. We've slipped so far from mom and dad actually going to a parent-teacher meeting and things like that, where you're really helping the child. It's a three-legged stool, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I was at a leadership kind of seminar at a local church, and one of the speakers had people scan the QR code on the screen with their phone, and then she was able to get voting on that app or whatever they downloaded of yes, no, and somewhat when it called for them to look at their life and how prepared they are to get into the real world. So you can interact with people in that way with the phone, and I've seen it done.
But along the way, Jim, we have to teach people how to talk and converse and be comfortable, because it's a blinky, man. It's your blanket. If you don't have your phone in your hand, these kids are freaking out. They got to have their phone. That's their buddy. Jim Keyes, Keyes. The book is Education is Freedom. The future's in your hands. How can people connect with you? How do they get in on that
scholarship?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. It's educationisfreedombook.com. If they just go to that website, educationisfreedombook.com, they will find the instructions and how to post up a video. And I encourage everybody to do it. It's a great opportunity.
Last question. If you were still the CEO of Blockbuster, which I don't think exists anymore, are they still out there? And 7-Eleven, how would you get employees today that would show up? Because that seems to be a really tough deal.
This is literally the motivation for the book. So when I was at 7-Eleven, I had a challenge finding educated employees.
Yeah.
So we created a foundation by the same name, because basically the future of capitalism, the future of corporate global competitiveness is an educated workforce. And that's why I'm on a mission to talk about the power of technology to help us transform education, both for 7-Eleven, for Blockbuster. I got to tell you, running Blockbuster, I know something about change, right?
No, man, no. You're a free-thinking dude, and I love it because that keeps your brain fresh when you come up with these great ideas and sometimes against the current. That's good stuff, Jim. It really is. Great to talk again. We appreciate your time, expertise. Thank you so much for your time.
Enjoyed the opportunity. Thanks for being with you.
Jim Keyes is his name. Never like the Be Kind Rewind.
That's right. You can hear some of our interviews as you visit StevieJay.com, toolbar at the top to drop down and listen to the podcast of the show.
Interesting, hit a nerve there with the wrote it because the future of capitalism and trying to figure out how to hire educated people.
Yeah.
Because man, oh man, what do you do if you're running the McDonald's or Burger King these days? You're working it.
I know.
If you're an owner, you're going to work. Because nobody else is coming to make the Whopper.
Yep.
Because they didn't come.
They just might choose to stay home that day.
All right, 7:44 sports headlines.
All right, we've got the St. Louis Cardinals in action at Pittsburgh. Kyle Gibson on the mound for the Redbirds. And the Pirates using Mitch Keller. It's a 5:40 start, so the drive will end a hair early, I believe.
4:45, I think.
Okay, sounds good. Here on ESPN 93.5, Phillies are in Wrigley to take on the Cubs on Illini Day. Hayden Wesnecky is on the mound for the Cubbies. It's a 7:05 start, 7th inning stretch, sung by Brett Bielema, in case you're going to check it out and maybe get there a little early to see Howard Griffith, former Illini football player, with the first pitch. Really, we're just weeks away from starting.
No, they'll
the
get camp
season.
going early August,
Wow.
right? Camp. 29th is the first game of Eastern on a Thursday night, 8 p.m.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's go.
White Sox are at Cleveland. Jason Tatum trending now as an NBA player for the Celtics that has locked in a 5-year, $314 million extension. Wow.
I did the calculus on this. Jason Tatum, fine basketball player, world champion Boston Celtics, who, by the way, are for sale. If we want to pool our money, they think it's valued at $4.7 billion.
Whoa.
They'll probably get more. Anyway, Jason Tatum will now get $225,000 per quarter.
Whoa.
You play one quarter of basketball, he gets almost $250,000 every quarter he plays.
He's 26. My daughter Gabby's still single. She's always liked Boston.
Yeah. Is Jason Tatum married? Check that out, Google.
Jeremiah Fears decides to decommit from our Illini.
Yeah, well, there's no spot this year, and he wants to reclassify and play this year in college. So 17 years old, turns 18 in the fall. Sorry, Jeremiah Fears, there was no role today, no role this year, but we were wanting you next year. So it's going to be an all-new team next year, too. So get used to all this. Well, trying to sell your home? Tarina and her family needed to sell their home as soon as possible because they were moving out of state. Stuff comes up. She reached out to Nate Evans and his team to learn more about her options and was immediately impressed with the team's knowledge and dedication. Tarina said that Nate and his team made the whole process very easy from start to finish, and she was thrilled that they were able to sell her family's home so quickly.
It could be a smooth transition from selling your home to buying your next one as Nate partners with lenders who have creative banking solutions to drastically reduce your down payment and avoid having two mortgages at once. Nate and his team have been able to negotiate rent back options and delayed buyer possession. It's something that he's just so well versed on and has so much experience. A friend you can trust. Call the only agent I would call if I needed to sell my home. It's Nate Evans at 217-239-7113. An online search to Nate Evans Group to start packing.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to thenateevansgroup.com.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. We are honored to be celebrating 15 years of service and want to thank all of our amazing clients for their confidence and trust. We look forward to meeting the needs of current and future clients in the years to come. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
All right, our weather brought to you this morning by Kramer Siding and Window.
Your premier provider for home improvements, specializing in siding, windows, doors, roofing, and outdoor living. Visit kramersiding.com.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather. For Central Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. Back to the north and west of us. More rain for the waterlogged northern and western areas of the Corn Belt. We'll ultimately get into some of that wet weather around here later on tonight and tomorrow. And a string of weather systems expected to move on through about every 24 to 36 hours. So some ample rainfall chances to help some of these drier fields, but also some impact to outdoor activities for the holiday weekend. Although by the weekend itself, some dry time is expected. Mostly sunny, warmer for the day-to-day. Nice, comfortable start to the day. Later on, up to 86 on a southeast to south wind. Overnight lows to about 70. Muggier later tonight and a chance for a shower as well. Tomorrow, warm, humid, partly sunny. A couple of showers, thunderstorms around in the morning. More so tomorrow afternoon. Highs up to 87 on a southwest to west wind. Scattered showers, thunderstorms early and late tomorrow night. Low down to 67. And early and late day rainfall chances for the day on Thursday. 4th of July high with variably cloudy skies up to 84. Partly sunny, maybe a thunderstorm Friday at 85. Dry Saturday and Sunday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Meteorologist Greg Soltke.
Look at that.
Look at it. A pile of junk, a stack of rubbish, some buckets of yuck. Are you tired of looking at it? 2 Minute a Junk Truck is available for junk removal or dumpster rentals to get rid of your heap of muck, accumulations of dreck, and mountains of cast-offs. Go to 2minuteajuncktruck.com and schedule your time. Let us help you make room for what matters most. 2minuteajuncktruck.com for your junk removal and dumpster rentals.
Does your bank keep rewards programs out of reach? Some banks save rewards for a select few, but Fisher National Bank offers free rewards checking to everyone for doing what you're likely doing already. Making 12 debit card purchases, receiving statements electronically, and having one direct deposit a month. It's that easy. Rewards checking requires no minimum balance, offers ATM fee refunds, and delivers an excellent annual percentage yield. Learn more at FisherNational.com. Fisher National Bank, exceptional community, exceptional people, member FDIC.
Dr. Todd Likens, the pet pro veterinarian, Madison Kirby in Champaign. Todd, how are you?
Hey, we're doing good today, Stevie. It's a beautiful day, so things are going well.
Told me you saw a cartoon with dogs at the airport trying to fly somewhere where there weren't fireworks, right?
Yeah, that's a big theme in my life right now. I tell you, between, the fireworks are already happening out here. People are coming in. This is just a very tough holiday for doggies with all the noises.
What is it, do you think? Their hearing is so acute, they can hear so much, it feels like the sky's falling?
I just don't have the answer to that, but it does seem to feel like it's something that really sets them off for sure. So it must be some sort of, the noise must be something, same with like lightning and storms and, definitely bothers my dog. Not all of them, but a few of them. And
I wonder why some dogs and not other dogs. I mean, you've got a herd out there of the English cream dogs. So some are bothered a lot and some just aren't?
Yep, some of mine don't care. I got the one dog that likes to go to her closet to get away from it all.
Yep.
And then there are others that just pace and rant. So we basically lock the house up, turn the TV up so they don't hear it as much.
That's what I was going to suggest. If you have a classic rock station or something that has a good beat and it's consistent and the show's going to be between 9 and 10, maybe you could start to do that tonight and be in your home and have some music turned up a little louder than usual. I mean, all good to me. But
I've read things about playing the noises in the background, conditioning them, record it and then play it in the background and play ball and feed them with the noises on so they get more used to it. I don't know if that's really helps, but it's worth a try. It may help some. Just like the thunderships help some dogs, but not every dog.
Our English cream Bella was just so taken back by it, and she was normally very calm. And then you have something that doggies can take that actually will calm them during this if you need that.
Yeah, we do. We have we're using a water trazodone anymore, and it lasts. I'm recommending you give it in about 3:00 in the afternoon, and so by the time the fireworks go off, it's well enforced, and it just makes the world more mellow for them without sedating them. That's the part I like about this. They're still normal. They're just accepting of everything a little more.
A little more chill.
Dude,
let's look at the aquarium, man. Grooming will calm them down, but they want to look at the aquarium and the fish, man. Look at the fish.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And how would I get? Is that a kind of something I put in their mouth, or something they eat?
Yeah, that one's prescription. So you need to talk to whoever your vet is.
Okay.
And it's a pill. But it's not a big pill at all. It goes well in a little bite of Braunschweigert or a little peanut butter and bread.
I got you. Okay, that's easy.
So it's easy to get in.
Awesome. Okay, and what about doggy baths? You still doing a lot of those?
Hey, we're doing a lot of those. $35 these days, and nails and bath and a comb out. Got Megan's working full force now again, so that's great. And now I just have trouble keeping staff. I got one without having a baby right as we speak.
Oh, wow.
And I got Taylor's moving into her new house as we speak, and so I'm short on people.
Well, that's why he looks like an octopus. All those hands going everywhere.
There you go.
You'll see me at the front desk today.
How can people reach to talk to Todd Likens?
Hey, give us a text, 217-355-5051. That is the most efficient way to get us, especially today.
Happy 4th. Thanks so much.
Yeah, you guys too.
All right, Dr. Todd Likens, veterinarian, Champaign.
Our pet pro across from the shops. Old farm shops.
Across from Old Farm. Yeah. Oh, it used to be an old bank. They have little drive-through things that.
Yes.
Yeah. And you can go see Boofer, who hasn't been on in a while. He's a dog that just constantly goes woof, 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 woof. And you think, how could I? Well, they just get used to it.
Yeah.
And then he sleeps and he wakes up and goes, woof, woof, woof. Okay, all of our guests on the Tapman's Towing phone line. The Grand Marshal in the big parade in Champaign-Urbana, the Decker family.
Yes, 4 generations of farming, if not 5. I think they're going from 98 to possibly a 2-week-old baby in the parade for the Champaign County Freedom Celebration. It's coming up Thursday, 11:05.
Go back 4 what is 1800 and something? Is that how far back we're going here? 4 generations.
I'm thinking of Alvin being 98, but you're right. I mean, who was ahead of him? So we can ask him when he comes in with Kenny Decker.
I wonder if his dad started the whole thing.
Right.
And Philo was incorporated in 1875.
He married Ethel Gallagher, who's a Sodorus gal, back in 1955, and she has property in Sodorus that they farm too, in addition to here in Philo. So we'll get the story. He's an Army veteran too, World War II and the Korean War, and has 7 kids and 16 grandkids, and now 7 great-grandchildren.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably into the great-grandchildren, yeah. Anyway, we'll talk to them coming up in just a few moments on the radio. We're going to break for the news and come back. Again, Cardinals baseball, 4:45. They're at, Philadelphia
Pittsburgh.
They're at Pittsburgh, and the Cubs host Philadelphia.
Yes.
But I don't think Bryce Harper's playing. I don't think Kyle Schwarber's playing. Real Muto's out. The Phillies are like a third of their lineup. They have the best record, but they're missing some ammunition. Maybe the Cubbies can get it right.
Okay.
And start winning some games. We need them to do that. Cincinnati Reds play in New York City. We were going to go. If Jacob was still on the team, we were going to try and go to the Yankees game.
Gotcha.
It's a historic house to go visit.
Right.
The house that Ruth built. Yankee Stadium, one of the iconic places, as is Wrigley and as is Boston's Fenway. So a lot of cool stadiums. All right, the news will be next. Stand by, ESP on 93.5.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust new Febreze car vent clips, now with 3 times greater scent control, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with new Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing, which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar!
Stevie Jay here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club.
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Rieken, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Yep, it is going to rain on the 4th, but we're not sure when, not sure how much, but it looks like a little rain. Both farmers need rain as well. But back to a little warmer today, up to 87. Greg says pretty nice today. Temperature currently 66 degrees. We break for the Fox News at the top of the hour. That's Diane. I'm Stevie J. It's 8 o'clock. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
He hopes the Supreme Court exonerated him. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Former President Trump hopes the immunity ruling out of Washington could halt his sentencing next week in New York.
Former President Trump's lawyers have sent a letter to Judge Juan Merchan, who oversaw the hush money trial, in a bid to set aside the guilty verdict. It was filed on Monday, just hours after the release of the Supreme Court opinion that said presidents are immune from federal prosecution for official acts while in office. The former president was convicted in May of 34 felony counts that were related to hush money paid to an adult film star in the run-up to the 2016 election.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers, the business records falsification he was convicted of actually took place during the Trump presidency. Now, the Supreme Court did clarify the unofficial actions a president takes are not immune. President Biden calls the ruling a dangerous precedent.
This nation was founded on the principle that there are no kings in America.
But his biggest concern is
any president, including Donald Trump, will now be free to ignore the law.
President Biden just had his best fundraising month in a year, raising $127 million, about a quarter of it after the debate that even Democrats say was bad.
The Biden campaign is pointing to internal polling that they say shows the face of the race hasn't changed. They insist the president knows how to turn things around, but they are having a hard time convincing donors. Axios said this about a Zoom call the Biden campaign had with donors on Monday. It was a damage control call, one participant said.
Fox's Madeline Rivera at the White House today. The president will campaign in Virginia. Hurricane Beryl's a Category 5 monster bearing down on Jamaica tomorrow after doing a lot of damage still being assessed on islands from Barbados to Grenada to the Grenadines. At least 2 deaths reported. A man-made disaster in India. A stampede during a religious gathering. At least 60 people were killed. More than 100 others in the crowd now hospitalized. America's listening to Fox News.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188.
We're getting more information in the Jeffrey Epstein case. He's the late and infamous banker and investment manager who committed suicide in jail in New York while awaiting trial for sex trafficking.
Transcripts from a 2006 Palm Beach County, Florida grand jury hearing into accusations that Jeffrey Epstein was finding and paying teen girls for sex had been kept under wraps until now. A law signed by Governor Ron DeSantis this year demanded their publication. Testimony from the girls reveal how they were recruited to give massages for money, but then pressured to do other things. But it also reveals Florida prosecutors back then knew of Epstein's activities but still cut a sweetheart plea deal. The law came in response to a lawsuit by the Palm Beach Post newspaper seeking the documents' release. In Broward County, Florida, Eben Brown, Fox News.
In Massachusetts, Karen Reed is not off the hook. Despite a mistrial, in a murder case getting national attention. She's accused of killing her boyfriend, a police officer.
In a statement on X, the Norfolk DA's office declared it intends to retry Karen Reed for John O'Keefe's death. The jury 3 times told the judge it was deadlocked before a mistrial was declared. Reed's defense attorney, Alan Jackson, said they will keep fighting for their client.
No matter how long it takes, no matter how long they keep trying, we will not stop fighting. We have no quit.
Prosecutors said Reed killed O'Keefe with her SUV. The defense believes cops tried to cover someone else's crime. A status conference to start down the road to a second trial is set for July 22nd. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stocks could drop at the opening bell. Both Dow and NASDAQ futures are down more than 100 points. A setback in soccer. The U.S. men's national team knocked out of the Copa America tournament in Kansas City, losing 1-0 to Uruguay, failing to advance out of the group stage. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. 4th of July weekend is one of the most traveled days of the year for Americans. This year, Illinois may see an especially busy amount of traffic. AAA predicts almost 71 million people nationwide traveling 50 miles or more this upcoming week. This includes 4 million Illinoisans, which will set new records. Officials say families with small children should check car seats and pack an emergency kit. New legislation goes into effect in Illinois. Statewide gas tax jumps by 2 cents to 47 cents a gallon. Tax on sports wagering also goes up. The tax will increase from a 15% flat tax to a progressive rate of 35%. An autopsy is scheduled today for a man killed in a wrong-way crash in Urbana. Authorities say Justin Martinez, driving northbound on North Cunningham Avenue, when a wrong-way driver crashed into his car head-on Saturday. Martinez taken to the hospital where he later died. There's no word on any charges. And wherever your travels take you, drive safe this weekend. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. We appreciate it. ESPN 93.5 weather brought to you by Kurt Lenschow at State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Well, he's a smart guy. He's our meteorologist, Greg Solier. Everybody kind of looking around here. We're about to meet the Deckers. They're going to be our grand marshals for the Champaign-Urbana Freedom Celebration Parade. Kind of a big deal. 4 or 5 generations of farming, Solier. So they're in the house, man, wanting to know if they have to have an umbrella for the parade. What are you thinking?
Well, they might need it. Wait, exact time on that parade by chance? Would you have that?
Yeah, about 1 o'clock, isn't it, Diane? 1 o'clock-ish, yeah. 1, yeah.
That might 11?
Be part of the parade's at 11. The parade's at 11.
Oh, 11. Well, that might even be better that later morning, early afternoon when things should be winding down, if not moving away. So the process may be still underway, but winding down. We'll just keep it that way, and probably redevelopment then sometime into the late afternoon. Just the way summertime rains play on out, and kind of need the rainfall, folks. Sorry. In these eastern and southern Corn Belt locales in particular, no more rain needed, and that's where it's at again this morning. Southern Wisconsin from the Dells and Madison back over through eastern Iowa. Flood watches and warnings covering just about all of the Hawkeye State, and multi-inch rains yesterday. They're still draining and straining out the fields out of northern Missouri. So that's on the northern cusp of some of the heat. No sign of that coming northward, but the humidity certainly will. Temperatures are up from about what they were this time yesterday morning. 67 now at Willard and Savoy, 65 at Rantoul, to 64 at the Kankakee, and right around the 73-degree mark at the St. Louis. No rain today, maybe a little veil of high-level cloud in from time to time, mostly sunny, warmer, and 86 on a south wind. Humidity climbs tonight. That'll keep temperatures at bay at 70, and a chance for a late-night shower. Tomorrow, warm, humid, partly sunny, shower and spots for the morning. Couple of thunderstorms tomorrow, mid and late afternoon, and a high about 87. The better rain odds, unfortunately, on the 4th, 50-50 in the morning. Back in late in the afternoon, variably cloudy, warm, humid, 84. Still a lingering shower thunderstorm chance, and 85 for the day Friday. We do dry out over the back end of the weekend with temperatures in the low to mid 80s, and do the same scenario with another boundary setting on up to our south, and high temperatures with tropical moisture, and maybe a thunderstorm Monday, still in the middle 80s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting and meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, thanks so much. The theme for America Celebrates Pride of the Heartland with the Grand Marshal of the Decker family. That's for our Freedom Celebration Big Parade. In the studio is Alvin Decker. How are you, Alvin?
Well, good morning, Stevie. You got me set up here in the chair. I don't know what to expect. You going to pull a switch here or eject me, or it'd be a first. I'll say that.
No ejection seat for you, Alvin. You're kind of a legend, man. You're born in 1926.
Well, it slipped up on you, you know. You just keep slipping.
Well, and you have led your family. Who started the farming for the Deckers? Was it your dad?
Well, my granddad.
Granddad.
They migrated over here from Indiana and settled down first down at Fairland, moved up to Philo, been here ever since, so I was lucky to be on where he wound up in Philo.
So you're talking about the 1800s then, right?
My dad was born in 1890.
And your granddad was before that.
Yeah.
So this is an 18. Kenny Decker is here as well. Kenny, nice to see you.
Very good to talk to you, Steve.
One of the 7 kids.
Yeah, one of many.
There were a lot. You had a big family. You and your great late wife Ethel. You had a big family and 16 grandkids. How many great grandkids?
7 great grandkids.
Man,
and growing. More to come.
More coming. Alvin, what has been the secret to being a successful farmer?
Well, just keep smiling and keep a hold of the handle. Don't let fly off of the handle. That's the secret. Well, you know, and the center. This is the center of the universe.
Yeah, that's right.
The secret, you know.
Yeah.
At the center, cows come and cows go, but here the bull goes on forever.
All right, I want to know about the story where you had a frost in July 3rd. Was it July 3rd of what year was that? There was a frost in July.
My dad told me, and my uncles both, so it must be true. But they missed the celebration on the 4th. They had to stay home and dish down the frozen corn. And I forgot what they planted afterwards. I don't know. Might have been buckwheat. That was the last thing. There used to be some buckwheat around here. You never hear of it anymore. But that was about the last thing they could plant around here. Had to truck it down to St. Louis. Buckwheat cake. You ever had buckwheat cake?
No. Pretty good?
I never had it.
No, he was asking. He's hoping somebody did.
I never had any buckwheat cake. Kenny, your family's farming.
Absolutely.
You got lots. Did you want to do it, or was it a traditional thing you felt like you had to do?
You know, I was going to go into ag one way or the other,
Yeah.
and Dad was kind enough to retire a little early. Just as soon as I got out of college, Dad got out of the way and made way for myself. And older brother Ed was already with it.
Yeah,
Ed was farming I think he farmed out of the womb. It's kind of his idea.
It's always been there. Alvin, so much has changed. When your granddad started farming, what do you have, a horse? I mean, things have changed.
Well, I started out with a 2-wheel horse
Did you?
glider, you know. Them horses, I did everything with horses except break ground. I didn't break ground. They was great old animals, you know.
Man.
They really got to be part of the family. And the last one we got rid of, I think it was 49. It was a sad day, you know, when air was gone. The horses was gone. But
Unbelievable. So you couldn't farm too many acres of horses.
no, that limited what you could farm.
Yeah.
Now, like I say, I started out with a 2-row. Now they got a 24-row.
24-row. Aren't they fancy enough you could teach Stevie Jay how to help you? I mean,
You know, Steve, after the first round, after we get it set up, we could put you behind the wheel.
it's amazing.
Yeah, it is. When everything works, it's very, very, very easy.
You know what you should have done, Alvin? You should have made Kenny and Jed do it with a horse for a while to see, just so they appreciated how hard you worked to get them there, man.
Right.
Well, how many horses would it take to make up for a 24-row planter?
That'd be a
Do some
lot.
math. Yeah, I need 12 horses running around.
Well, they was great old animals, but I hate horses today. And, they didn't get you on one end, they get you on the other.
It's Alvin Decker, Kenny Decker. They're the featured family, the Decker family. This year's theme at our parade in Champaign-Urbana as America celebrates Pride of the Heartland. Grand Marshal, the Decker family from Philo, right here in Philo, Illinois. We're proud of them. You also did a lot of painting. Do you still paint?
Well, my eyes are going bad. That's one thing.
But, I mean, people bought your paintings, Alvin. You're like a Picasso or something. Maybe you're Rembrandt or
Now,
something.
listen, now what?
Yeah, those guys are all dead. Let's go with somebody a little better.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah, all my fishing buddies are gone, you know.
Yeah.
And the girls look at me and run away screaming now, you know. So.
You know, Steve, that's probably the biggest lie he's told in a long time. Dad's a popular man on dance night.
I bet so.
Don't let him kid you.
I mean, do you still go and dance?
Well, the doctor says that's the best exercise you can do.
What do you, the waltz? What kind of dance do you do, Alvin?
Country swing.
Come
buddy.
on, man.
Well,
Swing your partner round and round kind of stuff.
There was one evening at my favorite water hole, Lou and Denny's. They had a bar or a band called Shovelhead, and Dad and his dance partner were out dancing in front of Shovelhead that night, which is kind of surreal.
Wow.
Embarrassed the whole town.
Well, Alvin, the secret to living to 98 years old, and are you still driving?
Oh, yeah. I don't like to drive on a rainy night.
Yeah. Right. Well, you enjoy being around the kids still and all of that?
Oh, yeah.
And when you go into the Philo Tavern, everybody wants to know what you think, right?
Well, I learn something every day over there.
There you go. Well, to me, you were born in 1926, but you're driving a vehicle from 1926, and I've seen you in so many parades. Let's talk about that Model A.
Oh, them great old cars. You could work on them.
Yeah, right.
And if they don't let you down, my group, I belong to a group, they come to have lunch every first Wednesday over here, and they take trips for 4 or 5 days to Wisconsin and all over, I don't trust mine that far, really.
Wow.
I know.
How fast does she go?
Oh, 35 is a good speed
That's
for a Model
amazing, though.
It'd do a little quicker than that, but fortunately, Dad takes his time.
You don't need a computer to work on that one, do you? You can work on a Model A.
Yeah, a hammer and a crescent wrench, you're right, Steve. All you need. Maybe a little duct tape.
Well, anything you want people to know about the Decker family, Alvin, that they need to know, the good, wholesome Decker family?
Well, we missed her mother. We was a good team. We worked together, and she was Irish. We made a good care. She'd blow up and get over it, and I'd be thinking about it. She said 2 or 3 days later, "What's the matter with you?" So it worked out.
Well, you were married how many years with that?
Like 1 month of being 60 years.
Wow. It's something.
Should have had more. I mean, Dad, you didn't start dating until you got out of the service for the second time.
Yeah, you were in World War II and Korea?
Well, I was at the end of World War II.
End of World War II.
Went over to Okinawa for a while.
Wow.
And then they called me back to the Korean thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, well, you were 27, 28 by then, Dad. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you, the 4th of July is a great day to celebrate our great country.
Great country.
Well, I tell you one thing that bothers me. I understand you can urinate on the flag in the middle of the street, but you can't shoot a firecracker in the middle of the street.
No, you know what, Alvin? We've lost a lot of common sense, haven't we?
It really gets worrisome sometimes. We ain't going to talk politics, or I'll have to go home and take a blood pressure pill.
Listen, Kenny, thank you for coming out today. Congratulations. It's a great honor.
I appreciate it. And like saying, it's all about Dad. Dad's never seen a parade he didn't like. So
yeah, well, you're a great American, sir. Alvin, you're just a patriot. You served your nation. You've done so many positive things in your life. Congratulations on everything, and congratulations on this honor.
Well, it's sure an honor, I'll say that.
Yeah.
Well, and when it comes to the look of what we'll see in the Champaign County Freedom Celebration, the parade lineup is at 10 over by the State Farm Center. With it being an ag theme, have you got some different entries coming then, Kenny, or what's that going to look like?
With the weather looking like there's a good chance to rain, so I think we'll leave the antique tractors at home. Okay. Because don't want to get rained on. But, we'll have a tractor in a lineup, and we'll have Dad on an old hay rack, and we'll have it all decorated up, hay bales and all that stuff. And most of his great-grandkids will be involved.
That's so
fun. Be riding, and a lot of his grandkids.
Well, Alvin, we congratulate you on this honor. Congratulations, and thank you for visiting with us today.
Well, I tell you, that word Grand Marshal, that'd scare anybody. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do. You want to know the truth? I'm supposed to act dignified, Adam.
You got to practice your princess wave, Dad.
Princess wave. Yeah. And do that, wiggle that hand like that.
There you go.
That's what you got to do.
I don't throw nothing.
No, you don't have to throw. It's not Mardi Gras.
No candy, no beads. Yep.
Yeah. Well, listen, congratulations. Thanks for coming in and being with us, Alvin. We appreciate it very much.
Thanks for having us, Steve.
And Kenny, thank you.
Keep smiling and just hang in there.
Yeah, you as well. Thank you. Thanks so much. That's Alvin Decker and Kenny Decker. They'll be the featured family in the Freedom Celebration. America celebrates the pride of the heartland and the Grand Marshals, Decker families, with Alvin leading the way. We'll be right back. Dixie Chopper and Dedicated Diesel lawn mowing business is up and running. Do I got any deals going?
Oh, yeah. We're going to carry through the $1,000 off any Z2 residential mower, go talk to Andy. If you have a comparative price on a mower that would compare to a Dixie chopper, which I don't think you'll find one in a big box store, but we're going to make it right and get as close as we can with the quality that you're getting.
Can't imagine the ones I see sitting out in big box stores. They're sitting out in the rain, man. What the heck?
Well, yeah, they're sitting out in the rain, but they're not made as well. You're going to have frame problems. You're not going to have where you're going to take it to get a fork fixed if it busted. You can get a hold of Dedicated Diesel on Facebook at Dedicated Equipment. You can call Andy at 217-328-0562. Visit him at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana. Connect with me on email at temo@gftlog.com. We'll get you set up one way or the other.
As Tapman's Towing celebrates 50 years of serving Central Illinois, we're always seeking good people to serve our great customers. Our team of expert tow professionals would like to interview others with CDLs, previous tow experience, or a strong interest in serving others. If you enjoy serving people, love working in the outdoors, and looking for a career, not just a job, we should talk soon. Do you have a strong desire but lack the experience? We should still talk. Visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
I'm Susan Lee, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Shares of Paramount Global are climbing after reports of interest in the company, the New York Times reporting. Billionaire Barry Diller is exploring a bid to take control of Paramount, the parent company of CBS, MTV, and Nickelodeon. There are also reports that Paramount's streaming arm was in talks with several companies concerning a potential merger. Tomorrow we get the National Employment Report from payroll processor ADP. And the big monthly payrolls figures come out on Friday. And cybersecurity company CrowdStrike Holdings shares are under pressure after Piper Sandler downgraded shares to neutral from overweight. The firm citing high valuations and no near-term catalyst for further increases. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
It's time. Take the quiz. 5 questions, 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week.
History, pop culture, science, sports, civics. How much do you know? Let's find out.
Who was the first person to walk on the moon?
Jackson or something?
Neil Armstrong.
Take the quiz every weekday at thequiz.fox and then listen to the quiz podcast to find out how you did.
Play, share, and of course, listen to The Quiz right now at thequiz.fox.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
That was a fun interview. Alvin and Kenny Decker, Decker families, of course, obviously. Well, was his great grandfather here when Philo was incorporated in 1875? Probably.
Right.
Yeah,
I think so.
How much acres could you do with a couple of horses? Not very many. I've seen Amish people do it. Not that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're working 50 acres, 100 acres. I don't know what you can do with horses.
But 24 rows now. Is that what Ken said?
Yeah, 24 row.
Man,
those machines are. How much is a planter and a combine? I mean, $500,000, $1 million. I don't know. A lot of money.
Right.
It's just changed so much. Kind of like Jason Tatum getting $314 million in 5 years playing the NBA. It was the people that did the work with horses that kind of planted the whole deal and got the foundation set. And then we evolved into this incredible compounding technology where we can farm 5,000 acres now. If we had a team of 3, I mean, 3 people can already do 5,000 acres with the machinery. But it's not one of those businesses where you say, I think I'm going to go be a farmer and get a banker to give me $4 million to get started. No, you're in it or you're not.
Right.
It's just too expensive.
I'm seeing some numbers now of 670,000, 750,000
for a combine. Yeah.
And depending on all the bells and whistles, of course, up to 7,200 bushels per hour. is what the
I mean,
high yield corn.
100 acres. If you own 100 acres, it's worth $1.8 million. It's a lot of money.
Right.
And then you've got, equity against that, and you might be able to borrow it. And then it gets rain or it freezes in July. I mean, there's not much control once they get it in the ground. I mean, what are you going to do for weather? You get insurance. But it's one thing about farmers, you might not agree with everything they say, but they're pretty solidly based, foundationally strong, usually very, very common sense. And that's why Alvin doesn't want to talk politics. Had to go home and take blood pressure pill.
That's right.
That's it. That's
keep smiling is something that he said.
Yeah, keep
staying
smiling.
positive.
Yeah.
I mean, being 98, that's terrific attitude. And I know he's going to be on that honor flight coming out of Springfield in October.
Yeah.
So thanks for his service, too. Again, this year's theme for the 4th of July is America Celebrates the Pride of the Heartland.
When did they start the parade at 11? I thought it was always a little later.
It's been a few years
okay.
now.
I'm out of the loop.
And the 5K steps off at 9:05 along the parade route, which essentially goes at First and Kirby and then heads north on Lincoln, and it kind of peters out around the Helene Gateway. And in that section between Oregon and Illinois Street off of Lincoln is where we're having our sensory-friendly zone. And if you have anybody who doesn't like all the sirens and whistles and horns, then that's we'll have the CU Autism Network putting up their banner there to make it a little more quiet experience.
That's
for
interesting.
You.
How long of an area? How big of an area will it be? No sirens and stuff.
Just a block or so.
Because you'll still hear it when they move past that.
In the final, I mean,
it won't be as loud.
They're not tooting their horns and doing their sirens
during that one stretch.
During that one stretch,
and that's better than even if they hear it down the road. It's not as loud.
It's fine there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's when it's right next to you. I've seen Aiden jump, and we also have candy that's handed out by people. It's not thrown from the float due to an ordinance.
Okay, but we do throw candy now?
If walkers are next to the entry, they can toss it out into the crowd.
Alvin won't be throwing candy.
That's right.
Gotcha. Well, the decisions we make today and throughout our life impact our financial future. Home ownership is among the top financial decisions, but is it right for you? So what you need to do is go into Busey and talk to them about, what are the things they need to consider? Well, how long do you plan to be there? Well, experts recommend at least 3 years if you plan to buy. Are you financially secure to weather a drop in home prices? That would be bad. But right now, prices are super high. Finances, consider how much you can afford, how much you've saved. You can go to Busey and get pre-approved, which makes your flexibility super advantageous. Say, we're going to buy this.
Mm-hmm.
We're ready. We can go up to this number. And then mortgage rates, they've been hanging in that 5, 6, 7, more like 6 and 7 now. And then listen to your heart. Do you want to achieve the dream of home ownership? Checking your credit score is important. Busey can provide a credit report consultation. You can pre-qualify, get pre-approval. That's what you ought to do if you're looking, because sometimes you do have to move quickly, particularly in this market, particularly if it's $250,000 to $325,000. Those are hot homes. Problem with those folks that pay $180 and can get $280 for them, where are you going, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to overpay too.
Mm-hmm.
Ready to take the next step? Partner with Busey for the resources you need to turn your dream of home ownership into reality. Call 800-67-BUSEY. Ask which mortgage loan program is right for you, or visit Busey.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. 217-359-2255. If you want to call in this morning, text in if you'd like on the Fisher National Bank text line and talk about anything we've talked about. Jim Keyes, the former CEO of Blockbuster and 7-Eleven, had an interesting take on phones in schools. He said we ought to use that toward getting better and use it as we've done other technology versus ban the phones. I'm a ban the phone guy because I think it's too distracting, and I don't trust the kids at that age to be disciplined enough to be on the same page I am on my phone. That's just me.
And I'm a happy medium of let's just lock up the phones in one of those yonder pouches and let them release it so everybody can get into their phone during lunchtime. check
you're
in.
not for the classroom using it as a tool
I
like
don't
Jim
like
Keyes.
that idea because I think there's too much opportunities to stray from the lesson plan.
I mean, you go into colleges now and they all have their laptops out doing whatever they're
You're
doing.
right.
They might be playing video.
But I mean, they're older. It's a lot more free in college where you can determine your life and your grade and all that and work hard or not.
And you're an adult.
Yes.
You're past 18 years old. When you're 14 years old, do I trust you to get on the calculus page I'm on? Geometry? No, I don't think so. Anyway, it's what we got. We're dealing with it. I don't think it's going away anytime soon. I think Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile and all those places are just flush with money because everybody gets a phone now. By the way, if you didn't notice, Verizon now does 3 years deal, not 2 year deals. You're under contract for 3 years, so if you want to get out of your phone early, you have to pay it off.
I see.
And these phones are valued at like $1,200 now.
Yeah.
Well, boy, when they're locked out, they're locked out. Apple can't even help you on some of these things. Anyway, it's not going away. So we've got the technology here for the rest of our lives, for sure. And who knows where we're going to be in even 10 years from now, where we were 10.
Who knows? Who would have thought of this when we were in the starting out in radio to be interacting with people on a cell phone? Oh, wow.
8:30.
Ever wonder why you pay your bank to have a checking account? Fisher National Bank does too. You see, they offer free rewards cashback checking that gives you cash back on debit purchases, no service fees or balance requirements. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, receive electronic statements, and have one direct deposit in a monthly cycle. It's so simple. Reward yourself today with rewards cashback checking. Learn more at any branch or FisherNational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Former President Trump's asking to have his sentencing next week delayed and the criminal hush money conviction overturned because of yesterday's Supreme Court decision on presidential immunity.
Former President Trump's lawyers have sent a letter to Judge Juan Merchan, who oversaw the hush money trial, in a bid to set aside the guilty verdict. It was filed hours after the release of the Supreme Court opinion that said presidents are immune from federal prosecution for official acts while in office.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. There are 2 deaths reported and major damage on some Caribbean islands from Hurricane Beryl, the earliest Category 5 storm ever measured.
We've seen it grow pretty quickly from 130-mile-an-hour winds on Sunday afternoon up to 165. Forecast models not necessarily grasping just how strong of a storm this would ultimately become.
Fox meteorologist Adam Klotz. Jamaica's in the storm's path next tomorrow. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. New legislation goes into effect in Illinois. Statewide gas tax jumps by 2 cents to 47 cents a gallon. Tax on sports wagering also goes up. The tax will increase from a 15% flat tax to a progressive rate of 35%. An autopsy is scheduled today for a man killed in a wrong-way crash in Urbana. Authorities say Justin Martinez driving northbound on North Cunningham Avenue when a wrong-way driver crashed into his car head-on Saturday. Martinez taken to the hospital where he later died. There's no word on any charges. For the July weekend is one of the most traveled days of the year for Americans. This year, Illinois may see an especially busy amount of traffic. AAA predicts almost 71 million people nationwide traveling 50 miles or more this upcoming week. This includes 4 million Illinoisans, which will set new records. Officials say families with small children should check car seats and pack an emergency kit. And wherever your travels take you, drive safe this weekend. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and Van Evans Saturday, and a parade of weather systems on the weather maps and charts here over the next 5 to 7 days. We'll be in and out and on and off with showers and thunderstorms. Unfortunately, timed out over the holiday weekend, but also much needed rainfall on the horizon. Sunshine for the day today, warmer up to 86 on a southeast to south wind. Clouds increase tonight. Late night shower chance, low down to 70. Tomorrow, warm and more humid, partly sunny. Couple of showers and thunderstorms around for the morning and back in for the afternoon. Highs at 87. We'll do it again for the day on Thursday, the 4th of July. Variably cloudy, a couple of showers and thunderstorms, AM and PM variety, the high around 84. A couple of thunderstorm chances on Friday at 85. We do dry out over the back end of the holiday weekend. Highs on Saturday at 83, Sunday high at 86. Back into scattered showers, thunderstorms early next week as well. High temperatures into the low to mid 80s, so dry hours as well for the holiday weekend, but also ahead some much needed rainfall for some of the drier regions across east central Illinois. Steve Jay broadcasting Abby Dolchis, Greg Solgan.
All right, thank you so much. Donald Trump will be picking his vice president sometime soon. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump will be sentenced by Judge Juan Marchand from New York City and Manhattan a week from Thursday, week from 4th of July.
And where are we at on the immunity stuff?
Well, the immunity, the Supreme Court said there's limited immunity.
Okay.
Anything official, like if you make a decision to drone something and it hits people you don't want to hit, you can't be taken criminally.
Okay.
It's a decision to protect America and it doesn't work out as well as you wanted. You don't get, it's not a criminal act because you have to have, otherwise you'll be very hesitant to ever do anything. I mean, it's like police officers in some cities are losing their immunity, meaning that if they make a split-second decision that isn't right, they can be criminally charged. Who's going to possibly want to be a police officer under those circumstances?
Right.
And I think the President Trump, former president, has said he's going to extend that immunity to police officers so they can do their work without fear of losing everything they have. It's just an impossible job anyway. So the president being sentenced, Juan Marchand, who does not like Donald Trump, and Donald Trump has called him a biased judge and should never have been in the thing. And the way this thing came down, if anybody watched it, was unbelievable. Where they didn't have to be unanimous, they just had to pick a crime they think he did. And that's the conviction. All 34 counts. So I think it'll be overturned. I think most people do, but it might not be for a year. But it's going to go up to the higher courts and they got to sort it out saying, well, that wasn't right. They shouldn't have done that. Well, they shouldn't have done that. But for now, the judge could send him to jail. And I think that would only empower the former president even more. I think that he would grow in money. I think there would be a bona fide argument to call him a political prisoner. And I think his popularity would grow. And then at that point, I think it's a tidal wave, maybe in the fall, from people saying, this is crazy. We can't be doing that either party. This is bad.
So the sentencing was supposed to be July 11th, but has that been postponed then?
No, they're asking for everything to be dropped.
Gotcha.
Based on yesterday's immunity claim. And I think that some of the folks, I believe, have gone too far saying, well, he can do anything he wants. He can go assassinate people. No, he can't. Oh, it's under official. No, he can't go shoot your political opponent. That's not, no.
Right.
So anyway, they're going to send it down to lower courts to determine what is official, what is not official. I presume it'd go back up the chain of command under appeal and things like that. But I am not well versed in exactly how that works because it's never really been tested to the extent I think it's going to be tested. Just like a president really can't pardon himself, which has never been tested. Anyway, I don't know. I know the Biden families are holding fast. His inner circle is holding fast as far as staying in the race. But I think there are powers that be that we don't know about that can kind of put pressure on the Bidens. There's always plenty of something, if you're a politician, that people have on you about something. It's just like the IRS could probably get anybody they want because you probably made a mistake somewhere.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's a fearful thing to think you can weaponize the government against people. And that's what Donald Trump has said. He said, they're not after me, they're after you. I'm in the way.
So Monday, July 12th through Thursday, July 18th in Milwaukee is when the Republican National Convention will take place. And at this point, we don't think there's going to be a concern as far as President Trump being there.
I don't know. Desperate times call for desperate actions. I mean, Joe Biden's debate performance was pretty bad. And I think the shock from so many people that have not really seen it or been given that information by some of the networks is kind of irresponsible. We here and our circle, if you listen to us, you've known for a long time that there's been issues. And they seem to be getting worse. I played the clip yesterday of, 2012 Joe Biden, 2019 Joe Biden, and Thursday night's Joe Biden, and it's just shocking.
Right.
And then Joe Biden was talking the next day, and he's standing there frozen again. The guy just unbelievable. And I think it's half sad for sure. that his family's allowing him to do it. But I can't imagine, too, the intoxication one would get by being so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
You're the first family? That's as big as it gets in this world. So lots to play out, and I don't think there's any question the circle of people to be vice president are the following. Doug Burgum, North Dakota governor.
Okay.
J.D. Vance, Senator, Ohio. Marco Rubio, Senator, Florida. Ben Carson, probably an outside shot. And Tim Scott. I don't think it'll be anybody outside that circle.
Okay.
I don't think Elise Stefanik, who's a congresswoman from New York City, very sharp. I just don't think she's been there long enough. And Vivek Ramaswamy, probably too vocal. He's probably would outshine the president from the standpoint of articulation and stuff. I don't think you want quite that verbose of a personality that Vivek has. I think a lot of people like him. But maybe he's on the skirts and has a I don't know. Donald Trump is, according to our guy earlier this morning, John Pudner from Take Back Action Fund, he thinks it's nobody knows. He says no matter what anybody says, they don't know. Donald Trump knows. And he has a flair for the dramatic from his TV days, The Apprentice. So we'll see, and I think it does matter. Remember, Mike Pence was picked to kind of balance the verbosity, the bombastic sometimes nature of our former president.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe you pick a guy like Ben Carson, which is totally opposite, very brilliant. I would feel wonderful with Ben Carson. And frankly, 71 or 2, whatever he is, and if he wanted to run again, if he is in a position to run again, he could do it at 76. Right now, 76 is young.
Yeah.
We're now into the 78 to 81 age range for president. But isn't it maybe time for the younger generation? J.D. Vance is 40. Vivek Ramaswamy is 38. So you pick one of those. Doug Burgum, I think, is probably 60 or in his 60s. But he's very successful, and the president likes him. So it's definitely some dramatic, and they're not voting for that, but they're going to have that feeling. I feel pretty comfortable if Donald Trump is 78, something happens there, the next person's got to be president.
I was just looking up Jill Biden, and she's going to be on the cover of Vogue. Very pretty shots, by the way.
Yeah,
she's 72.
Saw the cover already.
Uh-huh. And that'll happen in August when it's fully released, but of course we can see all this now. And she had, of course, some comments in the magazine. We don't need more chaos. Fundamentally, Americans care about each other, and this anger and animosity and divisiveness, it's not who we are. We're good people.
Yeah, we are good people, but whatever they're talking about democracy, the end of democracy. Well, who's doing that? Weaponizing our Justice Department. Clearly going after Donald Trump for political reasons. I don't know how that's even controversial based on the charges against him. Can't you pick any president that's been there and find something? Mm-hmm. Of course you can. And then you take a misdemeanor in New York and Manhattan and figure out how to make it a federal offense from a statute of limitations that has run out on the misdemeanor? It's just, you're going, no way.
Right.
If the Republicans did that, they'd be screaming from all the networks, all the mainstream folks. So it's just not fair. So I think a lot of people understand. That's why I think the fundraising, his popularity, some of these polling, the fact that's got to be scary to the Democrats is that Trump's in play in New Hampshire, he's in play in Virginia, he's in play in Minnesota, and a couple other blue states. You're going, if that happens, it's over. You can't have one of those flips, particularly Virginia. I think 13 electoral votes or something. But no, we're in a place we've never been. This is all unprecedented, and we don't want to go get our political opponents with the law. We don't want that. We do not want that either side. I don't want to see it.
Right.
I don't want Donald Trump to go after Joe Biden. He didn't go after Hillary Clinton. There's plenty on the Clintons you could figure out some charge. There's plenty on anybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's dangerous stuff. 8:42 sports headlines coming up.
What is most important in your life? This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that can help clients like you realize your goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
When your pipes are in a pinch and your drains are feeling the strain, who do you call? The plumbing pros, of course. At Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, they're your reliable partners in all things plumbing. From leaky faucets to clogged drains, they can get any problem you have cleaned up and taken care of. Their licensed plumbers are on call 24/7, ready to swoop in and save the day whenever a plumbing emergency strikes. Don't let a plumbing problem ruin your day. Call at 217-841-4728 or visit them online at dogtownheatingandair.com. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Yeah, big story in Illinois basketball with Jeremiah Fears decommitting. He was a four-star kid that was in the World Games or whatever he was playing in with.
Was it U18?
U18, Merez Johnson, who's coming best player in the state of Illinois, is on our team, but he graduated from high school. Merez wants to come early, and presumably for some of the money that's out there. And there's just no more spots for Illinois. We got 12 people. And the guard position's in good shape for next year. But anyway, he's not coming here anymore, and that's a shame. They've been after him for a long time. Went after his brother, Jeremy Fears?
That's right.
This is Jeremiah Fears. Anyway, 0 for 2 on the Fears family.
And he's a four-star guard. And, I think we're good in that area.
We're good in that area. Kylan Boswell's got it. We got a couple other people that can handle it as well. Of course, Dre Gibbs Lawhorn.
Just seeing this social media post, first and foremost, I'd like to thank the Illini Nation for all the love and support they've given me and my family during my recruitment and after my commitment. I'd like to express my appreciation to Coach Underwood and his staff for their open communication and trust me in the prospective next great guard to perform at the State Farm Center. Please trust my full intention was to enter Champaign in the class of 2025 and help contribute and continue to the ascension in the Big Ten. With that being said, after further consideration and meaningful conversations with my family, I'll be reopening my recruitment and exploring other opportunities.
And there'll be an opening somewhere that's a very good school that'll have money to pay him. And it sounds so funny to say as a matter of fact. Yeah, there'll be a lot of money to pay him. That used to be really taboo to say.
Right.
Even though some colleges and universities did that. It's now like, how much can I make? And I'm 17. And somebody's going to take me because I'm 4-star. I'm reclassifying. Maybe you got the idea from Will Riley, the kid we got that reclassified, but he's already 18 at least.
Right.
A little bit older. That 1 year is a big deal. In your 17, 18 year, I think it's a lot of maturity there that can happen. So
Fears is originally from Joliet and currently playing high school basketball at Compass Prep in Arizona. And we were right in the fact that this 6'3" combo guard was also part of the USA U18 team that won the gold medal.
I would have probably said you can come, but we'll get you some money, but you got a red shirt. Oh, can't do that. I'm not redshirting.
Right.
There's just no, I don't have you're not going to play. I mean, or somebody else isn't going to play that was promised playing. We don't have the air. We don't have the time. Not enough balls go around everybody.
I've seen some other articles about Quincy Guerrier agreeing to an Exhibit 10 deal with the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, I think those are Exhibit 10s with
kind of an audition.
Marcus Damascot.
Yeah, with the Bulls.
Yeah, and I think I don't know what that means, but I think it's a pretty good one. It's some money. It's more than the practice squad. So maybe Marcus can make it.
I think Georgie Bashan-Zavili got something with the Indiana Pacers, too. So I need to look that up.
I don't know what any of it means, except if you're either on them or there's like
or
the
is it
G
just
League
an audition
practice. I don't know.
Tryout.
Who doesn't love Georgie Bashan-Zavili?
I know.
All right, that's all the sports we talked about, but we got Cubs and Cardinals playing today,
We
right?
do. They were off yesterday. St. Louis is at Pittsburgh. That's a 5:40 start here on ESPN 93.5. Phillies are at Wrigley to take on the Cubs with a 7:05 start. Howard Griffith throwing the first honorary pitch and the 7th inning stretch sung by Coach Brett Bielema. We had the Chicago White Sox in Cleveland. They'll start at 5:40.
Howard Griffith.
Yes.
2-time Super Bowl champ with John Elway at Denver. He'll throw from the mound, won't he?
I would think so.
I'd be way up in the grass. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people talking about your pitch. I remember Ron Turner was worried about it, and he threw it to the backstop. But at least he got it there. He just zinged it over everybody. So throwing it hard. Anyway, it's there's some pressure involved in that,
right?
And some practicing going on. People practice for that.
I remember when your daughter said, I forgot to let go of the ball at the Busch Stadium when she was Miss Illinois.
Kind of spiked it.
Howard Griffith, 56 now.
Is he really?
Wow.
All right, get you some weather one more time before we leave you today. It's 8:48.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club.
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Rieken, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Your number one sports bar and grill is Pia's. Head to 1609 West Springfield Avenue to watch all your favorite sports teams play on the big screen TVs as you enjoy great drink specials and the famous 10-ounce Slugger Burger. With the slot machines, darts, video, golf, and outdoor beer garden, meet your friends at Pia's since 1975. Open mornings at 7 a.m., Sundays at 8. See you at Pia's.
Look at that. Look at it. A pile of junk, a stack of rubbish, some buckets of yuck. Are you tired of looking at it? 2 Minute Junk Truck is available for junk removal or dumpster rentals to get rid of your heap of muck, accumulations of dreck, and mountains of cast-offs. Go to 2minutejuncktruck.com and schedule your time. Let us help you make room for what matters most. 2minutejuncktruck.com for your junk removal and dumpster rentals.
The world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. The Circus Sports Illinois app is ready for action. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. CircusSports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. Back to the north and west of us. More rain for the waterlogged northern and western areas. The Corn Belt will ultimately get into some of that wet weather around here later on tonight and tomorrow. And a string of weather systems expected to move on through about every 24 to 36 hours. So some ample rainfall chances to help some of these drier fields, but also some impact outdoor activities for the holiday weekend. Although by the weekend itself, some dry time is expected. Mostly sunny, warmer for the day-to-day. Nice, comfortable start to the day. Later on, up to 86 on a southeast to south wind. Overnight lows to about 70. Muggier later tonight and a chance for a shower as well. Tomorrow, warm, humid, partly sunny. A couple of showers, thunderstorms around in the morning. More so tomorrow afternoon. Highs up to 87 on a southwest to west wind. Scattered showers, thunderstorms early and late tomorrow night. Low down to 67. And early and late day rainfall chances for the day on Thursday. 4th of July high with variably cloudy skies. Up to 84. Partly sunny, maybe a thunderstorm Friday at 85. Dry Saturday and Sunday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soltke.
Take charge of the years ahead with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. Busey Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Building business and growing wealth since 1868. Busey Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Okay, this is July 2. We'll be back tomorrow on July 3. Then we'll take a little hiatus till Monday, July 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that week, we're halfway through July.
Isn't that unbelievable?
You know, things heat up around here about August 1.
Yeah.
You got the Marching Illini.
Yeah.
They start their thing.
Exactly.
You kind of wait for the halftime to see the Marching Illini for football games and
greatest band in the land.
Greatest band in the land, but you have any idea the hours they put in?
It's amazing.
It's seriously double sessions for them too.
And you know, there might be some scholarships here and there, but it's mainly just
mainly just they love
just
music,
dedicated to it.
But the work put in by Barry Hauser's bunch is just, again, nobody knows the hours. I'd like to know exactly their schedule.
Get these formations so good.
And they have hundreds and hundreds of people that don't make it after trying out.
I know.
So you're pretty good at trumpet. You better be great at trumpet.
Right.
It's hard, but they deserve a lot of credit for the energy they bring It's generally the same kind of baseline music that we hear with the getting the crowd fired up, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I like the theme for ABC's Monday Night Football, or now ESPN's Monday Night, whatever it is.
Right.
You like the same sound because you're used to it, and it kind of brings back all those memories. But
I was just looking up some of the Illini basketball players playing in Summer League, and it includes Marcus Domask and Quincy Guerrier, Malcolm Hill, and Georgie Bashanzavili.
Malcolm Hill.
I know.
He played with Michael Finke. By the way, Michael Finke got his real estate license.
I saw that.
Yeah.
And he's got a beard in the picture.
And he's got his lovely bride
Exactly.
with about to have a baby.
Wow.
So he's going to be a daddy.
Some of our favorites are getting so much bigger and adults in
I know.
the real world and all that.
Man, the stuff flies by. I talked to another dad recently. I just said, you have no idea how fast this is going to go.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I know everybody says that. I heard it too. And it's like when you're involved in all of the things that are involved in being a parent, it just, that's what you're into. You're so focused on today and with the schedule and then tomorrow and then, family trip coming up, all these things. But I'm telling you, it's absolutely the greatest. There's God moments everywhere if you know how to see them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the best, just the best. I don't know how to tell you how fulfilling it is and how much of life you get from those experiences.
And I'm just so grateful to have a supportive family to help me out in some of these festival and 4th of July things that I'm helping publicize and promote.
Yeah.
And having family to support us is just huge.
Well, thanks for all your volunteer work.
Thank you.
All right, see you tomorrow.
Enjoy the day.
That's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie J. We appreciate you very much. Thank you for listening. The boys will be on 3 o'clock this afternoon. That's Kyle Tosk, Derek Piper, and the wind's blowing properly and the baseball schedule's lined up. Lonte. And I'd be doing exactly what he's doing with his 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Andrew Tay's pitching pretty well.
Yeah.
All right, see you tomorrow. Thank you. I'm Stevie J. Have a great Tuesday.
Here's your OSF Healthcare Medical Minute.
Hi, this is Awad Al-Yami. I'm a pediatrician with OSF Healthcare. I think the most important thing about summertime is 2 things, is injury prevention. So make sure when you're around water, take care of water safety. And also when you're playing with bicycles and scooters, make sure your kids are wearing helmets. And the other thing is sunscreen and hydration. We do vaccines along with school physical visits and well child checks. School physical is actually a requirement from the state. Typically it's needed for pre-K every 2 years, kindergarten, 6th grade and 9th grade, okay? But also your child needs their well child check or annual visit for health supervision every year. You have all sorts of options to get scheduled. You can call over the phone, you can do it over online. If you have My Chart, you can do that as well. Or you can just walk into the office and we will help you out.
For more information, visit osfhealthcare.org.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champagne. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Dixie Chopper and Dedicated Diesel lawn mowing business is up and running. I got any deals going?
Oh, yeah. We're going to carry through the $1,000 off any Z2 residential mower. Go talk to Andy. If you have a comparative price on a mower that would compare to a Dixie Chopper, which I don't think you'll find one in a big box store, but we're going to make it right and get as close as we can with the quality that you're getting.
Can't imagine the ones I see sitting out in big box stores. They're sitting out in the rain, man. What the heck?
Well, yeah, they're sitting out in the rain, but they're not made as well. You're going to have frame problems. You're not going to have where you're going to take it to get a fork fixed if it busted. You can get a hold of Dedicated Diesel on Facebook at Dedicated Equipment. You can call Andy at 217-328-0562. Visit them at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana. Connect with me on email at temo@gftlog.com. We'll get you set up one way or the other.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Does your bank keep rewards just out of reach? Hi, this is Ryan Heiser, President and CEO of Fisher National Bank. While some banks save their reward programs for a select few, here at Fisher National, we offer free rewards checking to all of our customers. We are trying to reward you for the things you do every day. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, receive a statement electronically, and have at least one direct deposit in a monthly cycle. It's as easy as that. Rewards checking includes excellent 2.0 annual percentage yield for balances up to $20,000 and ATM refunds up to $20. Oh, and no minimum balance is required. Free rewards checking from Fisher National Bank. Rewards within reach and service beyond. See monthly requirements at fishernational.com or stop by one of our branches today. Our team looks forward to serving you.
Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Jesse with Lands Underground Solutions. Did you know we specialize in underground sewer, water, and drainage pipes? We install and repair the water lines coming in your house or building and the sewer and septic lines leaving your house. From water lines, sewer lines, or drain lines, or even your septic system, Lands Underground has the solution for your problem. Residential, commercial, and industrial, Lands Underground has a solution for you. Lands Underground Solutions. Why call anyone else?
This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.